Okay, I'm live. I'm just doing a quickie here because I wanted to get this on the record, so I'll just jump straight into it and hear what Mr. Legault has to say.
Bonsoir à tous, bienvenue à cette conférence de presse du Premier ministre du Québec, M. François Legault, qui est accompagné du ministre de la Santé et des Services sociaux, M. Christian Dubé, et du directeur national de la santé publique, Dr Horacio Arruda. M. Legault va d'abord faire une allocution et on prendra les questions par la suite. M. Legault.
Oui. Bonsoir tout le monde. Écoutez, je veux vous le dire tout de suite, je n'ai pas des bonnes nouvelles à vous annoncer.
Just saying hello, I don't have good news for you today. I'm going to jump ahead here and just get to the exciting part.
Dans les bars, restaurants, salles de spectacle, amphithéâtres, on va aussi réduire la capacité à 50%.
So just reducing by 50% the capacity of bars, restaurants, gyms, and everything.
Dans les églises et les lieux de culte,
In the churches and places of worship,
on va aussi réduire la capacité à 50%.
we're also going to reduce it by 50% capacity.
Puis le 50% ne pourra pas être plus que 250 personnes.
And that 50% can't be more than 250 people.
Puis on va mettre en place aussi dans les églises et les lieux de culte
And we're going to put in place also in the places of worship in the churches,
le passeport vaccinal.
le passeport vaccinal, the vaccine passport. So this is what the Archbishop Christian Lepin and the auxiliary bishop Thomas Dowd promised me would never, ever, ever happen in the province of Quebec. Now I understand that they probably didn't see it coming, but it's here. Okay, so this comes into effect Monday morning, so I'm going to go to church on Sunday. I'm not going to bother going to the oratory on Saturday, even though there's 4:30 for the non-passport, the non-vaccinated. But as you know, if you've seen the other parts of this drama, I'm not allowed on Bard for Life until I get vaccinated because of the run-in that I had with the security there. So it looks like all this drama was in keeping with the signs of the times and what's happening generally in the church, caving to the pressures of secular powers. I'm gonna just, I'm not gonna spend too much time dwelling on this depressing news, but I did want to just sort of show you how it's official. Les églises et les lieux de culte. And here we can see it says, I can't really see this too well, can I? Anyway, it says right here, le passeport vaccinal sera aussi nécessaire pour aller à l'église. So it's official. You need the vaccine passport. The passeport vaccinal. You need it to go to church now in Quebec. It's depressing. In better news, a little bit of good news, I got an email back from the provincial of the order of the Congregation of Holy Cross, to which the rector of St. Joseph's Oratory belongs. He's a member of that religious order. So I got an email today reassuring me that my message has been received. I didn't go into details with them. I just said I want to get in touch with the rector of St. Joseph's Oratory, and they said we've passed along your contact information. So that's some good news. Maybe I will be able to communicate with the rector, but it looks like it's too late because Monsieur Legault has imposed the vaccine mandate on all churches throughout Quebec. It's depressing. This is a little video I'll play of a church that I'm thinking of checking out. I've been there one time. I didn't really like it, but it's an FFPS church here in Montreal. I love the FFPS, but this particular church, I did not enjoy my one experience there. It was very dour and depressing. But let's take a look at this video here together. not the most beautiful church I've ever seen, but it's neither here nor there. In French, it's FSSP. Or is it in English too? I mean, in principle, I have nothing against the traditional Latin Mass, or the extraordinary form as it's called. I've been avoiding it just because they're so few and far between, and because, like I said, I had a bad experience there the one time I went there. But Vatican II does give Latin pride of place, and Gregorian chant pride of place, and organ pride of place, and so it's closer to the Vatican II dictates, directives. It's just that I don't understand Latin. I guess I could learn. Anyway, you get the impression that it might be a little bit less flagrantly flaky. Here's another avenue that I pursued. And by the way, I did email this church today, the traditional Latin Mass, FSSP, or however you say it. I always thought it was FFPS, but I guess it's FSSP, the Fraternity of St. Peter. I did email them and they did respond, and I have a meeting to go talk with the priest next week. So there may be hope for me yet, that I can find my way in the church and not be completely abandoned. Here's another avenue I'm exploring, which is I contacted this priest. I don't know him, Fernando Mignoni. I don't know if he's Italian. And it's an Opus Dei group. I've been there before. I had nothing but good experiences with the Opus Dei in Montreal. Again, it's just a little bit of a hike to get there. But if I can get the sacraments, if I can get confession regularly from the Opus Dei, I'll be there. Right? So I've got the traditional Latin Mass, I've got the Opus Dei, I've got these conservative Catholic opportunities, these organizations that I'm sure have their own problems, right? I tend to stay away from people who are on the right or on the left, but I'm so dominated by those on the left that I'm just going to have to see what I can find on the right. I mean, the church is neither left nor right. That's why it bothers me that different groups get characterized as left and right. I just wish that everyone was in the center with Christ, and that we could have an appreciation for the authority of the church and hierarchy. And I did notice, by the way, as I was watching this video for the traditional Latin Mass, that they do emphasize that they are in union with Pope Francis, loyal to the magisterium of the Catholic Church. Boom. That's of the utmost importance to me. So that's it. There's a little bit of hope for me. I'm still depressed. I'm getting over it, but it's been a rough 2.5 weeks. It's coming up to 3 weeks now. Eye-opening, depressing. And with this announcement today of the Vax passport being imposed on all Catholic churches, and I think even on mosques and temples or synagogues, it's a sad day. It's a sad day here in Quebec. Mr. Legault, I know he's just doing what he thinks is best, and he seems like a nice enough guy. But the silly part of all this is he belongs to what was ostensibly a very conservative party by the standards of Quebec, which isn't saying much. But again, I don't want to sound like I'm cheering for the right, or that I'm leaning right, or that I'm seeking conservative Catholicism, because I don't like conservative Catholicism. I only like Catholicism. I don't want my Catholicism tainted by any prefix, whether it's a prefix of the left or a prefix of the right. But right now I am thinking that for the sake of my sanity, I need to get in touch with conservative Catholics. I mean, I'm starting to think that I'll have to go underground, even to go to the holy days of obligation. My Sunday obligation, and of course Christmas, New Year's. Here in Canada, we have very few holy days of obligation. Christmas, New Year's, Sundays, that's about it here in Canada. Very, very lax. But Christmas and New Year's now are out of bounds for me because I'm not vaccinated. So it's tragic. It's sad. Hoping to find a solution between now and Christmas. And I've been to Catholic activities, I guess you could say, which were run out of households. They're private gatherings, sort of like youth groups kind of thing. And they would bring in a priest, and they would actually conduct a mass in the house of this elderly gentleman who hosted. And of course the priest would do confessions beforehand too. And it was nice. It was nice. I'm thinking that I should have gone more often. I went semi-regularly, and then I just sort of, when I moved out of the neighborhood, I just stopped going. But I'm thinking now that I didn't appreciate it quite as much as I should have. Because if I were still involved I should try to get back in touch with these people, but if I were still involved, I would have access to a sort of underground church where I could have, it's the same church. He's faithful to the magisterium, but he was offering the sacraments in the privacy of this elderly, saintly gentleman's home with a bunch of predominantly men, young men. And we would do spiritual readings. We would pray the rosary. It was nice, discuss the faith. So I know that if I need to go underground, I know that it's possible. I know that it's possible. I've reached out to a few of my contacts, priests that I've had dealings with in the past, priests that I looked up to, and even a religious, meaning a monk, just hoping to get some sort of, without saying anything, just reaching out and putting my feelers out to see what the landscape is like in December 2021. I haven't been getting a lot of feedback. I'm wondering if it's because just because of the times, the nature of the times, they're busy, they're overwhelmed, or I don't know. It's odd. I find it odd. I was very encouraged by the fact that I sent out 2 emails today to ostensibly right-leaning organizations, and I got replies same day. That was encouraging. But a lot of the other priests that I've been reaching out to, I haven't been getting responses. It might just be because they're busy. I don't know. God only knows. But I am going to make it a little bit of a mission, a hobby, trying to find a priest who does not believe in evolution, a priest who does not believe that the secular, worldly, godless governments of this world are above the hierarchy of the church. If I can find a priest like that, I'm pretty sure that that priest will guide me and protect me and enable me to avail myself in a worthy manner of the sacraments. That's all I'm asking. I just want to have access to the sacraments. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there. It's a glum situation here in Quebec. I'm not happy about it, but I will persevere. I will continue to seek. And as our Lord promised, if you seek, you will find. So that's it. I hope you'll pray for me. If you're a Catholic, if you're watching this, if you're a Catholic, a faithful Catholic, striving to be faithful, and you have access to the sacraments, and you are not required to be vaccinated to go to church, then I'd appreciate your prayers. I'd appreciate you to pray for all of Quebec, all of Canada, and every other place that's being oppressed or subject to these impositions, which I think are completely anti-Catholic. And so I'd appreciate your prayers. And if you're struggling, if you're a Catholic who's struggling because of COVID restrictions, then you and I can pray for each other. You can reach out to me, cvs.podcast@gmail.com. Definitely need some more Catholic friends because I'm feeling more and more alone. I do have a couple of good friends that I've met through the podcast, and they're like-minded, and of course we don't agree on absolutely everything, but on the essentials of the precious Catholic faith we agree, and we can love and support each other and offer true friendship to each other, and that friendship is defined in the church as helping the other to make it to heaven. That's what it's all about. That's what friendship is all about. So thanks for listening. It's just a quick one today, and I'll probably be back Saturday, God willing, to continue with... I really do want to get back. I keep saying it, but I really do want to get back to my reading of Ott's Fundamentals. I'm missing it. I'm saddened by the long, prolonged delays, and I'm hoping that the fact that I'm going on 2 weeks holidays the next 2 weeks will afford me the time, the opportunity to get back into Ott's Fundamentals. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, as always, and take care of yourselves. We'll talk very soon. God bless.